Yeah, but I think I'm
and
more
a lot of time on your own to think.
Yeah, but I think I'm much more comfortable with it now than I ever have been. And if,
No, I
and if I
think you
didn't
are.
stop before, when I was really uncomfortable with it, why would I stop now if I feel more comfortable with it? Do you know what I'm saying? It's like...
Ronnie O'Sullivan has made it official that he's done with love until he hangs up his cue for good. The snooker legend has decided that romance is off the table while he focuses on the final chapter of his incredible career. And honestly, after his latest breakup drama, you can't really blame the guy. Let's rewind to where this whole mess started. Back in 2012, Ronnie was selling a property when actress Leila Ruas came to view it. She was the EastEnders and Footballers' Wives star who apparently caught Ronnie's eye immediately. Being the smooth operator he is, he asked her out through their mutual estate agent friend. They got engaged pretty quickly in 2013, but marriage, that never happened. And looking back, maybe that was the first red flag waving in the wind. Their relationship was anything but smooth sailing. They had their first major split back in February 2022, only to get back together months later like nothing happened. But this time, the December split feels different. It was final. They've just reached an agreement to sell their shared £2 million home in East London, a 5-bedroom place in Woodford Green that they bought together back in 2018 for £1.35 million. The house sale will net them around £650,000 profit, which isn't bad for a few years of shared mortgage payments. But more importantly, it represents the end of their shared life together. Leila handled the whole breakup situation with surprising class, posting on Instagram about how breakups can strip you down to your essence. She talked about using pain as fuel to take control and how endings can actually be the start of new adventures and learnings. Classy way to handle things, really. Now, you might wonder why Ronnie's swearing off relationships entirely instead of just taking a break. Well, the answer lies in where he is in his career and what he wants to achieve in his final years. At 49, Ronnie knows he doesn't have forever left at the top level. He's already talking about giving himself just 2 more years, maybe stretching it to 5 or 6 if everything goes perfectly. That's not a lot of time to cement his legacy even further. The man's got 7 world championship titles under his belt, but he's hungry for more, and distractions, well, they're the enemy of greatness at this stage. He's already achieved more than most players could dream of in 3 lifetimes. Over 1,000 career centuries, multiple records that might never be broken, and a legacy that's already carved in stone. At this point, it's all about proving something to himself. Ronnie's been pretty open about how relationships can mess with his head. He's dealt with mental health struggles throughout his career, and the added stress of romantic drama isn't something he needs right now. Remember, this is the same guy who dramatically walked away from competitive snooker earlier this year, not touching a cue from January until his return to the Crucible. He cited mental health reasons and needed that break to get his mind right. Coming back from that break and then dealing with a major relationship ending, now that's a lot for anyone to handle, let alone someone trying to compete at the highest level of their sport. The World Championship that followed was a disaster waiting to happen. And when Zhao Xintong knocked him out in the semi-finals, everyone could see the writing on the wall. That defeat to Zhao was particularly painful because O'Sullivan knew he had more to give. The eventual champion had played brilliantly, but O'Sullivan felt he had let distractions creep into his preparation. After that disappointing exit from Sheffield, O'Sullivan made a series of statements that seemed cryptic at the time, but now make perfect sense. Ronnie's master plan involves a complete change of scenery. He's planning to ditch the UK entirely and relocate to the Middle East. He's already established his academy in Saudi Arabia and genuinely loves the work he's doing there. Teaching the next generation of players gives him purpose beyond just competing. And he's mentioned how much he gets from giving back to the sport that made him a legend. He's planning to spend at least the next 6 months there, though he admits he might be back sooner if things don't work out. Ronnie's also cutting out other distractions from his career. He's confirmed he won't be doing any more exhibition matches, choosing instead to focus purely on ranking tournaments. This is huge. Exhibition matches are easy money for someone of Ronnie's stature, but they also require time and energy that he'd rather spend on preparing for the tournaments that actually matter. He's already confirmed his entry for the upcoming tournaments at the start of the 2025-26 season. The Wuhan Open runs from August 24 to 30, while the British Open follows shortly after from September 22nd to the 28th. The plan is simple: tournaments and getting fit. That's it. No exhibitions, no romantic distractions, no unnecessary complications. Just because Ronnie's simplifying his competitive schedule doesn't mean he's slowing down entirely. The guy's recently launched a YouTube channel that's already generating serious buzz in the snooker world and beyond. The channel promises to show everything from his favourite shots and career-defining matches to him cooking dinner and meeting fascinating people from all walks of life. It's a way for fans to see a different side of Ronnie while he builds something for life after competitive snooker. His first few videos have already shown him potting balls on the practice table and giving fans a behind-the-scenes look at his daily routine. The cooking content is particularly interesting. His dogs might feature prominently too.
This is a day in the life of me. Up in the morning, over the park, doing a few laps, back home, dogs excited to see me, getting their food ready. Here they are, loving their bit of grub. Then it's time for me to cook me a bit of porridge. Oats in the pan, cook them nice and slow, put it all on the bottom, all the good stuff, bang the porridge on top, and then I put the good stuff back on top just for decorations. And there we do, we get to some practice, hitting a few balls, loving life. There's the handicap, and there's me, banging away. Little black in the hole.
This could put him in direct competition with Stephen Hendry's YouTube channel, which has nearly 375,000 subscribers. Hendry uses his platform to interview other snooker stars and sports personalities, including everyone from current players like Kyron Wilson to legends like Gary Lineker. With Ronnie's massive profile and natural charisma, he could easily attract some of the biggest names in sport if he wanted to go down that interview route. But knowing Ronnie, he'll probably do it his own way and create something completely unexpected. Ronnie's decision to stay single until retirement is all about a man who knows exactly what he wants from his final years in the sport and is willing to make sacrifices to get there. By removing romantic relationships from the equation, he's eliminating one of the biggest potential sources of stress and distraction from his life. He can focus entirely on his physical fitness, mental preparation, and the technical aspects of his game. This level of dedication is what separates legends from very good players. Most people at his age would be winding down, maybe taking easier matches and enjoying the twilight of their careers. Not Ronnie. He's doubling down on greatness. So what can we expect from single, focused Ronnie over the next few years? Probably some of the best snooker we've seen from him in years. When he returned to the Crucible after his January break, he looked sharp and determined. That was with all his personal life still unsettled. Now imagine what he'll be like with zero relationship stress, living in a new environment that energizes him, and with a completely streamlined approach to his career. The other players on the circuit should be worried. A motivated Ronnie O'Sullivan with nothing to lose and everything to prove is a dangerous opponent. His plan to help out at the Saudi Arabia Academy also gives him something meaningful to work toward, beyond just winning tournaments. Building the next generation of players while still competing at the highest level himself is the kind of legacy project that could keep him motivated. And that's a wrap on today's video. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and for more snooker drama, click on the screen right now.